You know when fighters have that glint in their eye and they carry themselves with a certain confidence? Tsarukyan's that guy.
Tsarukyan looks like he could do this easily for another 2 rounds.
Arman Tsarukyan! Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Woke up with a stiffy. Right now, I could beat you to death with my stiffy.
And that's how we start. Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Matt woke up with a pounding erection that he's going to beat his co-host to death with. The Kimura Savage has his hands in over his face right now. Upset.
Sorry. Sometimes when I wake up, Jimmy, I'm pretty sure it's right before I wake up. Somebody wakes up first.
Oh,
Jimmy.
I don't have that problem. My dick wakes up like a dead worm on my leg.
Oh, Jimmy. And then when it's in full attention, you don't know really? Sometimes?
No, not at all. It just kind of sticks out like a smaller dead worm. Anyway, we have Arman Tsarukyan coming back. He's been on the show before, I believe, unless I'm completely fucking crazy. And Mark Ellis, comedian. He's a podcaster for Rotten Tomatoes. We're going to talk about his martial arts films.
I like Mark Ellis. I'm like, how do I know him before? Because I know him. I'm like, wasn't he on here? But no, I was on my buddy, Christian Harloff. You know, I watch some of these geek podcasts called The Big Thing. And so they're total pop culture nerd shit, movies and just like Star Wars and stuff like comic book movies. And I like it. These guys are grown-ass men like myself. So I've done that show before, and I'm pretty sure I did that with Mark. I know, because I know Mark Ellis. He actually hit me up on the Instagram last night, and he gave me a message. Oh, I'm going to be on tomorrow, yada, yada. So he's a nice guy, fellow geek. And he also does stand-up, you know, comedy. I'm not talking about fucking karate or anything. Speaking of stand-up.
Yes.
And not comedy, but the martial arts. You, my friend, this is how my ADD works. How is your jiu-jitsu journey so far? We'll get back to our guest in a second, because I know you've been down there. I know you've been to the Blue Basement.
I'm going a lot. Yeah, I got a very sore bicep today and yesterday, because I'm also I'm training with Mike, who has been helping me. David Chung has been helping me. He's great, and Mike is just a murderer. So everything is like he's doing it really gentle, but I still feel how powerful the chokes are. So I've been working out with him and also with Jamie. I did 2 days this week with Muay Thai. I'm trying to do both. So if I get cornered in a bar, I can at least do something.
That's great. Listen, first of all, you were all good people. I mean, how happy is Mike and enthusiastic, right?
Great. He sent me a text today. It's an interview he did about John Danaher, which I'm actually going to watch, because I've been kind of going down a John Danaher rabbit hole on Instagram.
Oh boy. Well, let me know anything you need to know about that gentleman.
Yeah, you know him well.
Well, many nights, myself and John Danaher at Burritoville.
Right.
Burritoville that used to be in fucking Manhattan all over the place.
I never had one. No.
So, I mean, all right, it is 20 years ago. I guess they've been gone for a while. But, you know, Danaher is an interesting man.
Yeah.
Not many people, like in the heyday, he was working as he was a teacher over at Columbia University teaching philosophy. And then at nights he worked at the Crane Club uptown he was a bouncer at the same time.
Oh.
He's an interesting guy. He's very interesting, you know. But we've had him on before, and we'll have him on again. Maybe I'll visit John when I'm in Austin, Texas.
When are you going to Austin? I'm going there in July. I'm doing Joe's Club.
I'm going to be there before you. Na poo poo. At your age, Jimmy. That's very immature. Let's get that out of
it. It must stay.
It's staying.
It has to.
I'm going right after young Marcus has his 4th MMA fight at the Space Theater in Westbury on June 24th. And young Tommy. Tommy's great. He's such a good kid, this kid, Tommy. Tommy DeGennaro. He's a young kid, and he's a powerful wrestler, right? And he's mostly, I'm not gonna say mostly deaf. He wears a hearing aid, but he's pretty deaf, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this before. If I did, you could stop me.
No.
But Colombo, I might have told you this, but whatever. Colombo, Coach Carol Colombo, she's Longo's pupil. She's the striking coach at Sarah BJJ. I know this girl 30 years. She's phenomenal. She's my wife's trainer, and you know she works in the corner with me in the fights. Very good at the Muay Thai. A real student of the game. She wants to get better as a coach and help Tommy, you know, because Tommy's pretty deaf. So she learns in sign language to keep your hands up. She learns that. She's learned it through a friend of hers, that she studied stuff on YouTube. So she goes to him the next fucking training session, whatever it is in the sign language, to keep your hands up. Tommy looks at it and goes, "What the fuck is that?" He goes, "What are you? I don't fucking speak sign language. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?" It was fucking hysterical. But he's a sweet kid. He's a really sweet kid. And I want to see those guys do well. So the day after that, so the 25th, I'm flying out. Who knows when that thing is, but myself and Dean Thomas. I'll be
Wait, when are you? June?
June.
Okay, buddy. Yeah. I'm there July 14th, 15th is sold out, but the 16th they added shows. So on Sunday the 16th, I actually want to take a couple of maybe a jiu-jitsu a lesson while I'm down there. I would love to be able to do that if I can find anyone.
Well, listen, if you could afford him, and you could find him, he's going to most likely be wearing a rash guard. If you want to get hooked up with John Danaher, I know people.
Okay.
John Danaher, I'll call him. If you want to get hooked up with him.
I don't know if he would, but I literally know nothing. I don't think he'd be,
nothing. So he'll literally just meet you, shake your hand, just take your money, and just show you some things.
Yeah.
But I would like you just to make that connection, because this is a guy, before he ever started wearing those rash guards, people don't remember the Giant jersey days. He wore a blue Giant mesh jersey. That's all he would wear. And he had hair down to he looked like a professional wrestler. He was big and strong. And he had hair down to his shoulders like a Sasquatch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now he just looks like a mad professor, where he is.
Yeah.
All right, John, you know, again, I know him. It's weird because I was his senior at the academy, so I taught John. But then he got so engulfed in jiu-jitsu when myself and Rodrigo Gracie, Ricardo Almeida, we were the head instructors besides Renzo at the main Renzo Gracie Academy when it was a Buffalo Methadone Clinic on 37th Street.
Oh, it wasn't where it is now?
No. We had several locations before it stayed where it is now, and that's where it's staying, right near Penn. But we were on 37th Street. We were on 27th Street. We were all over the place. But when we left, people were worried about the academy. Oh, no, man, because we were the fighters. I was in the UFC. Ricardo was in the UFC. Rodrigo was Rodrigo Gracie, you know. So what are we going to do? Who's going to take up the fucking task of running this school besides Renzo? He needs some guys in, you know, the King's Guard there. So who'd we have? Sean Williams, who's a very well-regarded jiu-jitsu instructor now. He's in Nashville. And John Danaher, who never competed. He was, you know, a great, you know, practitioner at the time.
Yeah.
That's when he said, Matt, when you guys left and I had to make it my life, that's when I didn't want to be a so-so teacher. And he's a genius. So he put everything into it.
Right.
So it was no longer just a hobby for John. It was his life. And now, I mean, then fast forward, I'm still fighting in the UFC. I got to divvy up my time between my business, my training. I got to do all areas of the martial arts. I had to play catch up on my sparring, stand up. So who do I take with me? I was the teacher of John at one point. Now he's my teacher. I would bring him with me to Vegas when I had to fight Frank Trigg, when I fought Chris Lytle, and he would put me through my paces with Drago in bad positions, and you know what I mean. So it's amazing, you know. It's the way the world works, and you know, he answered the call, and now he's literally the most sought after jiu-jitsu instructor on the planet.
He is, right?
Yes, 100%. John is amazing. You know what I mean? And he's a good friend. So
That's what I almost feel like if you want to train with a guy like that, for one, like I'm so far down on the totem pole. Like I don't even, it's almost like, you know what I mean? If a guy comes and wants to talk about stand-up or writing jokes, but if he's like only written 2 jokes in his life while he still has a day job, it's a little harder for me to, I'm not comparing myself, but you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't know what to tell him.
Yeah. Like if, you ever hear people.
Sure.
Like, you're almost mean to me sometimes. You almost just, I'm going to say you're not a bully, but you like to smack me around a little.
No.
I know we hear you, but I guess like you were talking about, like a part-time stand-up comic, almost like a guy who's had some fights, but he's not, when you lived what it's like when you say like, how about this? There's a certain fighter that's like, and I like this kid, but he's like, oh, I put everything into this. And these guys getting like around 30 something. I'm like, but I'm thinking to myself, man, really though? I don't know, man, because I did. I put everything into this. I recognize what that's like, and I don't think this is it.
Sure.
You look way too, like, I don't know, man. I know what it's like to live, and I'm not, and listen, people have it worse out there, but I'm saying my path in this life, I didn't have a net. I didn't have nothing to fall back on. I know what it's like to live on private lessons and super fights and just, I don't know, man. Like, I know what it's like to follow, to fully go full tilt and go for it. And I'm not seeing it with some people. And then I'm like, dude, what do you expect? Like, I don't.
Right.
And then like now you're approaching 30, dude. There should be you could have a plan B. I wasn't able to really. I had nothing. So like to fall back on. Like,
no net.
Like so when you hear these, like when you see somebody like you said, like who maybe does some jokes on the weekend, like, oh man, I'm really trying to make this work. But meanwhile, they work at the Home Depot, whatever they do. And
sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, you ever feel like saying, dude, just concentrate on some other shit. You're not gonna make it.
No, I don't discourage them, but I do know that it's probably not going to be a full-time endeavor. Again, the first couple of years, everyone works a day job. I did too. But when you see somebody who's got 9 or 10 years in and they're still kind of doggy paddling in the same area, you know that either A, they're not that good at it, or B, they haven't just done what they need to do in order to leave the day job. That they weren't hungry enough for it to push where they could leave the day job. So it could be a couple of things. But I never discourage them. I never tell them to drop out. Like, I think they know it. That, most of those guys know it. If you're not going to make it, you kind of know.
Maybe they should know. Maybe they don't know, but they should know. And if you don't know, now you know, ninja. I throw the ninja word around.
Sure. Yeah. I get it, yeah.
Hey,
Ninja's fine.
Listen, we got Arman
Tsarukyan, yes.
Arman?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What did you say?
Same thing you said, Arman Tsarukyan. It's his last name.
If I ever see him in public, I'm just going to go like this to him. Yo, Arman! The double palm like this.
What's that mean?
So, Hookian!
Oh.
It's like from Dragon Ball. No, it's like from Street Fighter.
Oh, there you go. We should bring him in.
Is he here?
Yeah. He just got. I thought you knew that. He just got into
Let's not do that again.
No, he just got into the waiting room.
Oh boy, he must have heard me summon him with the Hookian.
Yep, I guess that's it.
Hello, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Jimmy was practicing your name. I felt confident with it. Arman Tsarukyan. Not bad. Good.
Yeah.
Did I pronounce
very
that?
Good, very good. Thank you so much. I feel good. Yeah.
Thank you.
How are you guys?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Good. Ready?
You're ready, right?
Hard way then to fight,
Yeah. The co-main, Vittori Cannonier. It's a great card to be on. And your first fight in the UFC was a really good fight. It was a decision. Obviously, you lost, but it was still a great fight with Makhachev. And now you see him as the champion. Do you think fighting a fight like that to get into the UFC kind of keeps guys from wanting to have to deal with you? It seems like people don't want to fight you if they don't have to.
Yeah, like nobody wants to fight with me because everybody knows I'm going to beat them. My skills much better than everybody in our division. So I lost just Islam Makhachev, and it was pretty close fight. I had 3.5 weeks for preparing,
Right.
and can imagine if I'm gonna have 3 months, so I'm gonna beat him easier.
Does that make you feel confident? Like, you if you win a couple of fights, you're number 8. So if you win a couple of fights and you get a title fight, you've been through it with him already. So you know what he feels like. You know how strong he is. You know what it feels like to be in every situation with him.
Yeah, for sure. I'm young. I'm getting better every day. So I train so hard. Like it was 4 years ago. So now I'm different fighter, and I think new when I'm gonna fight with him, it's gonna be new Arman Tsarukyan. So
Let me ask you, it's your first time on here. We want to get to know you a little bit. You're extremely well-rounded with your striking and your grappling. Where did you start? When did you start your journey in the martial arts? How old were you? And where do you come from?
so I was I used to wrestle a little bit when I was young, like until 10 years old, and then so my old classmates was a hockey player, and so I played with him hockey, and they said, "Oh, Arman, you're doing good. Maybe you should like move to hockey, play hockey." I said, "I don't know." And one coach saw me how I played, and he said, "Oh, you could be like good player. Maybe you wanna like come and train with us." I said, "Probably, but I don't have all stuff, like in hockey." You gotta have like all things, and like it's not easy like wrestling. Just you need like wrestling shoes and that's it, and like train.
A singlet.
So yeah, like that coach like gave me like all things, and I started play, and I played like 8 years, and then yeah, when I was 17, I understood like I couldn't be like I couldn't get like in top level because I started so late for hockey, and my father said like let's work with me, and make money. And I didn't like to study, and he said, "Oh yeah, I know, like you're not gonna like be like a lawyer or something, and I was working with him like 3 months. I said, "No, father, I want to be a sportsman. So what can I do? Like I'm 17 years old, 18 years old." And I said, "I'm gonna fight," and he said, "Really?" Yeah. So, he didn't like that moment because I can get injured, family. So my mother, she didn't like too. But when I won first fight, and then I said, "So can I fight one more time?" And that's it. And when I fought second time, I lost, and it was like so like hard for me. I started training hard, I rematched him. I won him again in 1 year. So, and then like I continue to fight, and now like I'm a fighter, and like all my family support me, and everybody helps me like to get better. So now I'm a fighter.
So wait, when you said fighting, when you said I think I want to fight, did you think at that point that you would make a living doing it, or is it just something that you wanted to do because you didn't want to work with your dad, and that was just the next logical step?
Yeah, no, just myself. I didn't work. I didn't like to work with my father. It was so hard. Wake up 6 a.m. and like go with him, all like do some things. Like eat whatever. Like we can stop on gas station, eat there. But I used to eat like clean, at home, like keep diet, because like I played hockey like professional. So I was fat. Like I saw me in the mirror, and I said, no, I should go to train. And there is one organization in our city. It's called MVP, and that's why maybe I was in tournament once, and I saw the crowd. I saw the guys who fight with each other, and like music, and I was excited. I said, oh, I should fight, because when I was young, so I like fighting. If like someone say, "Oh, Arman, you're gonna fight with this guy," I say, "Yeah." So like in Russia, let's say like we just like I mean like young. If you're young age, we fight with each other in the street all the time. We don't like talk a lot. Now it's kind of like different because like but when I was growing up, so we fought a lot, in the street. So and when I saw that tournament, so at that event, so I understood like on my mind, so I could be a fighter. So I just wanted to be like to do a few. I just wanted to fight a couple fights, But when I lost, I said, no way, I lost. Like, so I gotta be best here, and then I started keep winning, and I had a 12 win streak, and yeah, and my manager called me and said, "Oh, probably UFC can sign you." I said, "No way. Where I am, where is UFC?" Like just I thought like just like fighting Russia. I'm like 20 years old, 21 years old, and I didn't like think about UFC or like some different big organization. Just I thought just myself, like fight and that's it.
What?
Yeah, but when he said about UFC, I was excited. I started train hard, like, and then like before 4 weeks, he said, "Do you want to fight with Islam Makhachev?" I said, "Of course I want to fight. For me, it doesn't matter like who is gonna be. Like, just give me a fight. I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna win. Like, trust me." So, and my weight was like 86 kilo that moment because like I wasn't in shape,
Yeah.
but I cut weight very well, and I fought very well. But like I need like I need time to prepare for Islam Makhachev because he's
Sure.
a good. He's number one in our division.
Now, oh, yeah, of course.
That's almost 189 pounds. I had to look up 80 because we don't know kilos here at all. I had to look that up. That's almost about 190 pounds. Wow, that's a huge cut in 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, when you were working with your father for that limited time and was showing you a type of life that you could have had, what was he doing? What job was that?
He's a builder, so he builds like houses.
Okay.
So and
How great
sorry.
yeah, you got
Wait. My father, he's a builder, and he's so hard worker. So he's like he has his own company, but he works like he can do like random things, like drive a car, like and I don't know, like help with some his workers, work with them. Like he's a like village guy, but he now he like he has his own company, but he gives me like a lot of things to do. I have my old brother; he's in his business too, and
Okay.
it was so hard, like. And we don't have a time because it's my father's company. We could work like 6 a.m. until like 10, 11 a.m. because we gotta do a lot of things summertime, and winter is we can't work too much. That's why like summertime it's crazy. Like we gotta work so hard, and I was dirty all day. My hair like because you're on like on that area, like but I used to live like a boy, like eat at home, like clean, go to
Yeah.
train, like I used to like live like this. But when he showed me that way, I said, "Father, thank you so much, but can you give me opportunity?" And he always give me what I want. So if I said, "Oh, Father, I want to be a hockey player," he said, "Okay, do it." I said, "I want to be MMA fighter." He didn't say like, "Oh, no, no, no." He said, "I don't like it, but if you want, do it." And when I had like six, seven fights, he said, "Maybe enough because we have money. Why you like fight? Maybe you
Why are you
can get."
risking it? Yeah.
Yeah, just I can give you normal job, like you can sit in your room, like calculate some like money or whatever, like, and you don't need to like fight, because you can get hurt. So I know, I said, please give me like a couple of years for work. And now like I make money, and I don't call my father like buy me a car or something,
Right.
you know, but he still buy me car or like houses, and I really appreciate it for that, you know. He always support me. That maybe that's why I got success too, you know. I don't think about like, oh, you know, I gotta pay here. He does all things for me, you know, whatever I need, whatever like. So when I was young, I said I gotta go Dagestan, you know, I gotta go Thailand, I gotta go somewhere, you know, and like learn English. We gotta pay for everything, you know. And he like he gave me that opportunity, you know, to be a fighter. So, and I'm so happy.
He let you pursue your dream. Yeah, which is so great to have somebody who, even if he didn't agree with it, he was supportive of it.
Yeah. Always
Yes. I wanted to ask you too, before I forget, because you mentioned Makhachev again. What do you think when you look at his very dominant win over Charles Oliveira, and then you look at Volkanovski, who comes up in weight and fights a very tough fight? What do you think Volkanovski presented, or what challenge to him do you think Volkanovski presented that they didn't see with Oliveira? Because that's a surprising, you know what I mean? Like you think Oliveira would have had the better luck because he's naturally that weight, and you know he's Charles Oliveira.
You know, I think Islam, he didn't accept like Volkanovski that strong like he is, you know. He thought like it's gonna be easy fight for him, you know. He has like long arm, long like legs, you know. He can took him down and like hold him there, but he couldn't, you know. And that's why like he broke a little bit during the fight, and like he got tired so fast. And you know, Volkanovski is a different fighter. He's high level fighter, and I thought it's gonna be a tough fight, and it was tough fight. So, but stylistically, Volkanovski is uncomfortable to Islam Makhachev, but Oliveira is very comfortable for Islam, because he laid down like and like tried to do like some triangles on like Islam Makhachev. It's like, so we gotta like, it's for me it's present if someone gonna lay down on me, you know, like whatever, like if he has like black belt, or like he's a ADCC a couple champion. So I fought with David Ramos. He's like 3 times ADCC champion. I took him down and like ground him there. So and MMA is not grappling. And Charles Oliveira, he does same thing like last weekend, you know. He lay down on the floor with Dariush, and Dariush could like hold him all rounds and like beat him, but he let him get up and like miss the punch, you know. And then if they're gonna fight again, Islam Makhachev versus Oliveira, for sure Islam gonna win, because stylistically it's not good for Oliveira.
Yeah, not good for Charles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, Charles Beneil was doing the right thing on the floor. He was shutting down the submission assault attack of Charles, but the difference was on the feet, and you know, Islam is squared away on the feet also. So
yeah.
Well, Arman, thank you so much for coming on. You're such an exciting fighter. A great co-main against Joaquim Silva this Saturday night, and have a great fight, man. I'll be interested to see you getting back in a rematch with Islam. I think that'd be such an exciting championship fight. So hopefully, maybe 1 or 2 more fights that we can see you fighting for the belt.
Let's go. Thank you so much.
All right, great talking to you. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you so much. Bye,
okay,
guys.
Thank you, man. Take care. Yeah, that's going to be a great co-main. Yeah, we'll be interested to see him rematch with Islam. And I know I have our next guest. That's the only reason we wrapped up this interview, is because we have.
He likes to talk. I like that.
Yeah, he does. He's good. He's very open. Mark Ellis. I'm not sure if Mark's in the room or not, but I thought that they said he was coming. Yeah, I like a guy who answers questions and is thoughtful, and you know, it beats the one-word answer, guys.
Yeah.
What do you think about Vittori against Cannonier? That's a very interesting fight.
Well, I'll start off by saying this, that right now, though, I think you're cute. I'm going to stop singing now because my friend is here.
Why?
Hey, Mark Ellis.
Hey, Mark.
I don't think we all bought tickets to this fucking gun show. Put a goddamn shirt on. Mark, I feel like I know you better than I do. Mark, I'll say hello first. Is your mic working?
My mic is fine, Matt. My ego's a little hurt because you're usually on this show shirtless half the time. I figured I'd split the difference between you and Jimmy and go like with a tank top. So I'm kind of I wanted to be the meat in the Matt Jim sandwich.
Yeah, you be comfortable. Don't let Matt bully you out of that shirt. That's a fine shirt. You be comfortable.
We're all going to be shirtless in a second. Now, do you guys know each other? Because Mark, this is my friend Jimmy.
Yeah, have we met before?
We've met a few times, Jim. Yeah. The last time we talked was a long time ago in the back of the Comedy Store, I think in LA. And actually, it's a funny story because Jim, who was already like Jim, you were doing like Tough Crowd and stuff by this point. We showcased for Mitzi the same night at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was, and back in those days when you showcase for Mitzi, she, God love her. She's a home run hitter. She's the queen of comedy. She was in sometimes to watch the showcases, and other times she was just kind of like not really around. And so Jim shows up, and there's maybe 15 people in the original room on open mic night when you showcase. And so Jim goes up, and I'm a couple after Jim. You get introduced and the crowd stops clapping before you even got to the stage. And so the first thing I still remember this, the first thing you said in the mic was, "What, did I suck on the way up?"
Yeah. It's funny when you don't get to the microphone in time and they stop. There really is that's a certain humiliation you can't explain to people who haven't been through, but every comic understands that feeling.
But then Matt, you would also appreciate the balls on Jim because then he proceeds. And Mitzi was at an advanced age by this point. I think the first bit Jim did was a bit about an old woman falling down an escalator.
Oh, really? I don't remember the bit, but I'm happy I did it. I did get passed too. I don't think I talked to her much after, but I think they told me like, yeah, she said, fine, you can do sponsor.
Yeah, and you were pretty well along by there. It took me a couple more efforts to finally get the nod and get the name on the wall and all that good stuff. But it is always good to catch up with you and Matt. I mean, you DM me, you hound me. You're a super fan. It's great seeing you. And next time I make it back east, man, I can't wait to get in the gym and just have you put me through my paces.
I invited you to do some jujitsu, and I was when you DM me last night, I'm like, Mark's coming on again. Then I go, wait a minute. We were on our buddy Christian Harloff's show together. That's
the other guy, yeah.
Are you friends with Christian?
The other guy, yeah. We did Schmoes Know forever, our movie review show, and then we had the movie trivia Schmodown, which just became this like the biggest movie trivia show in the world. So we toured nationwide doing theaters with that, and a lot of fun personalities. Yeah. I'm actually doing his show tomorrow, and we're going to be in New York. We're going to be in New York next week doing his podcast live at New York Comedy Club. So if you guys are bored, come on out.
Whose podcast?
Christian Harloff. It's called The Big Thing, and that's kind of his endeavor. And so him and I don't do Schmoes Know anymore, but we still pal around. We're both lucky enough to be invited to the premiere of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny tonight. So
very nice.
Get to brag to him that I was on your show.
Hey, Mark Ellis, listen, that looks like a pile of shit. So have fun eating that. Enjoy that, motherfucker. Christian Harloff, I consider a friend at this point because we geek out all the time. I've been on his show a bunch, talk a lot of movie shit. And
you're the biggest Star Wars nerd east of the Mississippi.
You are?
You are, Matt.
Oh, I am. Fuck yeah. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Don't get me wrong. Force Awakens, I enjoyed it. Fucking, what is it, Rian Johnson? Is that him?
Yeah, Last Jedi. How do you feel?
What a idiot. He should have stuck to fucking Looper 2. He should have Looper 2. Instead, he jumps in, shits all over J.J. Abrams' he set up a beautiful fucking table, and the other guy comes over and just he goes to do the magician trick to the table, and just all the silverware goes everywhere. He fucking shit all over the place. And then the third one, they bring JJ back to save the day, and it's just a fan film that I totally forgot about. I don't even know what the hell happened. But the good news is I love The Mandalorian and all that shit. And I love the lore. I'm an Empire Strikes Back. I like Rogue One. The Andor. What about Andor? It's fucking great.
The streaming shows are amazing, and as somebody of your years as well, I just like to remind the kids out there when they're crapping on Star Wars to go back to the 1990s, the dark ages of Star Wars, when we had to read new Star Wars. We actually had and not have it read to you like an audiobook. You actually had to do the work, and you had to read. Occasionally, you got lucky with like the Dark Horse comics where they would have pictures and words, but most of the time, you're just reading new Star Wars via novels. And then we got the classic trilogy redone with some new stuff put in, which people complain about. I was excited to see it at the time because that was George Lucas getting back in the gym. That was him tinkering with effects, and that was the tease of the promise of the prequels, which people have their feelings about. But anytime we get a new Star Wars movie, I love the new trilogy. I love the sequel trilogy because, again, you just don't get that experience in a movie theater that often. And it might be as simple as the giant letters coming at you with John Williams' theme song. There's no opening like it that you will ever see in a movie theater.
Hey, but it's a rough go when the Mark Hamill himself is just like, what are you doing to me? This is Luke is a symbol of hope. What the fuck? He didn't say that, but let's read between the lines, people.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to compare the world of Star Wars to UFC, and it's like you have all these cards that you get excited about week after week after week, and sometimes it lives up to the hype, and sometimes it doesn't. But I just want folks to take a step back and just appreciate that you have that sport, or that you have this franchise, that you have pretty much unlimited potential in both. The sandbox is so big, and so in the world of Star Wars, for example, now we have the announcement, and hopefully Lucasfilm sticks to this announcement, is that we have a movie that's going to be going all the way back to the beginning of the Jedi and Sith. And then we'll have another movie that's continuing the Rey saga. And then we'll have another movie that's going to be sandwiched in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, kind of tying everything from Ahsoka and the Mandalorian all up into one nice bow. And so there's a lot to look forward to in a galaxy far, far away.
And I agree. Jimmy, that last line makes Jimmy want to fucking try to punch you in the face.
No,
Jimmy,
not at all. I mean, I like Star Wars, but I'm just a little sick of George Lucas, and I hate the fact that he made Greedo shoot first. That just really... I'm so happy that Spielberg, by the way, hates the fact that he took the guns out of E.T. He hates that he himself did that. So I love it. I hope dumb George Lucas has that same regret about making it softer to make Han more likable.
There was a line that Steven Spielberg, I think, took out of a cut of E.T. and screened it, and then the fan reaction was so negative that he put it back in for the next anniversary one. And the line The line was at the beginning when Elliot's yelling at his older brother, who's kind of like bullying him a little bit. He says something, and then he calls him penis breath. And Steven Spielberg took out the line penis breath. And then the fans were like, why'd you take penis breath out? And Spielberg was like, look, I honestly didn't know people had that much of an attachment to that insult. So I'll put it back in. And so now penis breath is back in E.T. I'm happy to say.
Well, let me ask, Jimmy, as a man who has penis breath, do you get insulted? Would you get?
No, not at all. I wouldn't find that insulting at all. No.
But Jimmy, hey, yes. We're talking about some movies that are out. Sure. One's out now, and one is coming out soon. That I swear to God, my nipples are hard for it. I can't wait. First, the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
I don't know what you think of it. This guy liked it. I enjoy it. People are complaining about the runtime. This guy isn't. I'll put another hour on that bitch. I
feel the exact same way. The 2 hour plus runtime flew by. And look, and I'll be honest with you, fellas. I'm not at the forefront of comic book movies live action anymore. I'm a little tired of them. I need a break. Okay. Yeah. Again, I'm a kid of the 90s. I remember you got like a cool comic book movie, then you had to wait 3 years for the next one. And so I can pump the brakes on some of the live action ones, but with Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, as soon as I saw it, it became my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time, 95% certified fresh on the tomato meter. And then this one comes along and it's around the same. I think actually Into the Spider-Verse is like 97 and Across the Spider-Verse is 95%. And for anybody out there who's like, yeah, but it's a cartoon, it's for kids, kids. I promise you, once you sit in the theater and you're there for all of maybe 2 minutes, you are going to be blown away. You're going to be invested. It's sort of like when I talk to adults and I try to sell them on an animated film, it's almost like I'm selling somebody on going to see a musical because, like, you know, the three of us hanging out, we're not necessarily going to mention Grease is our favorite movie of all time. But if you put us in a theater and Grease starts, we're pretty much like tapping our toes and snapping our and singing along.
Go Grease slide. No, we're going.
Who doesn't remember a girl like a young Stockard Channing, a young 30-year-old high school student?
Rizzo's got a bun in the oven, and she looks like she's got a few kids already.
Yeah, she sure does. She sure does.
She was such a whore in that movie.
I know. I loved her.
The Pink Ladies, man, taking over.
Yeah, man. A hickey from Kanicki's like a Hallmark card.
Wasn't that Jeff Conaway? Was that Jeff Conaway?
That was Jeff Conaway, and interesting, the Grease Broadway production, which is what the movie was based on, Jeff Conaway played the role of Danny Zuko. And so somebody had to break the news to Conaway that, hey, man, good news, they're making a movie, you're in it. You're not going to be Zuko. This guy, Vinny Barbarino from Welcome Back, Kotter, he's getting pretty hot right now, so we're going to put him in as Zuko. And so Conaway got the role as Kenickie, which, look, I mean, Kenickie is still, when you go back and watch the movie, Kenickie is still the starter, okay? He is still the guy who's supposed to be drag racing the Scorpions, okay? Kenickie just, he gets hurt opening a car door. So it's a freak injury. And so it's almost like he was about to have the title fight, and then he didn't make weight or something the day before. So you got to plug somebody else in there. That somebody else was Zuko, and the rest is history. He literally,
I guess he couldn't sing. maybe Jeff Conaway can't sing as well as Travolta could, or maybe he didn't dance. Maybe, you know, who knows?
It's got to be the dancing. Yeah. Travolta can still cut a rug. I've seen the commercials.
Listen, before you start bringing up Face Off, forget about that guy for a second.
Yeah, no.
I want to talk about the new. I know you're going to see Indiana Jones tonight, which is for me far from exciting. What is exciting is the new Flash movie. I can't fucking wait. I am a huge fan. I'm not an anime guy, but my favorite animation movie is the Flashpoint Paradox. And this is loosely based off of that. Or they're taking things from that. Like Michael Keaton in an alternate universe as like, in that universe, Bruce Wayne died and the father stayed alive. He became Batman. Not to give shit away, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing in this. So I don't know. They're taking a lot from that movie. It looks so fucking cool. It's getting great reviews. What do you know about it? Did you see it?
I got to see it in Las Vegas at CinemaCon. So this was about a month ago, and they played it for all the like movie exhibitors. And I was lucky enough to be in there. Thank you, Rotten Tomatoes, for that. So I'm sitting in the theater, and the movie starts. It's currently 70%, which is fresh in the tomato meter. And then with The Flash, what's interesting is the marketing for this movie it's like, oh, hey, this movie is called The Flash. The Flash is in it, but Batman's back. Like, they had a Super Bowl trailer, which is hilarious to me in retrospect. The Super Bowl trailer for Flash had Batman, and the big reveal was that Michael Keaton is going to be playing Batman in this movie. So when I'm in Vegas, I'm doing Man on the Street, right? I'm doing interviews with people, asking them what movies they want to see this summer. And I tell them, hey, you know, The Flash is coming out. They're like, oh, yeah, I kind of like The Flash. I'm like, well, what if I told you Batman's in it? And they're like, okay, I like Batman. I'm like, what if I told you Michael Keaton is back as Batman? And everybody loses their minds. They're like, what? How is this even possible? And so that's definitely the highlight of the film, is getting to see that Batman back in the cape and cowl and actually like fighting crime. It's not like what I can tell you about the movie. It's not just Michael Keaton back like waving and then being like, all right, thanks. Where's my paycheck? He is one of the leads of the movie and kicks ass all over again like it's 89 or 92.
I never loved him as Batman to begin with. I'd be more excited about Adam West, but I don't really care about seeing Michael Keaton. I know that everybody loves him as Batman. I never loved any of the modern Batmans, to be honest.
I think Michael Keaton is about as good of a Bruce Wayne as you could possibly get. I like Val Kilmer as Batman. I think Christian Bale or Michael Keaton would probably be my favorites, but it's also, you know, the movie you put around it. And I think that Batman 1989 I just love it so much still because I remember that summer being a little kid and you could not escape Batman. It was everywhere. Everybody had the Converse All-Stars. Everybody was listening to Prince on the radio. And it was just, it was a wonderful time to be alive because, again, that was like the comic book movie of, the decade back then. Now you get one every week.
Mark Ellis, when I was in 1989, a 14-year-old me, I'm like this emoji, by the way. This one. Anyway, I did not go to my middle school. Back then it was called junior high. I did not go to the graduation, even though I graduated. I went with my best buddy, Jimmy Gallagher, to the opening night of not the Dark Knight, of Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. It was like one of those movies where in the theater, there was such a hype, but there's a beach ball. I remember there was a beach ball going around up again. People were so excited, all these nerds. I was one of them. It was so good because it was almost like it's like one of the first movies in the superhero drama to take it kind of seriously. Like he's not just being the Adam West stuff that Jimmy likes with the pow. Right. You know what Jimmy used to like? Jimmy likes to do the line that Michael Keaton does. He likes to go, I'm Batman. Do it, Jimmy. You always do. Do it again, Jimmy.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to go nuts? Let's go nuts.
Yeah!
I love that scene in Batman 1989 because that's the only time in that movie that you can see Michael Keaton slip right back into the role of Beetlejuice from the year prior. He sounds so much like Beetlejuice in that one moment, and it makes me kind of want to see Beetlejuice fight Joker. They kind of look the same. Like I think that's a great fantasy, like celebrity deathmatch kind of situation.
Yeah. Hey, they have they gave us your list of and our producer has it, I guess, your list of your top 10. They had asked Matt and I to come up with a list of top 10 martial arts movies. Of course, neither of us did it because we suck at that.
Yeah.
So, let's look at your list.
Wait, hold on. I thought we were playing a game.
Maybe Jake. I don't know what we're doing. Jake is just his ranking of top 10 martial arts films.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, that's a beautiful list. And
it sure is. I've never seen any of those movies.
Your
Red
graphics
Belt?
department came.
Wait, hold on. Did you enjoy Red Belt?
I did enjoy Red Belt because that was my entrance into the world of MMA and that sort of fighting style. And I thought the storyline was pretty cool. Like you need great fight scenes, and Red Belt is lacking in the fight scenes, in my opinion. But I thought the actual story and it was my introduction to Chiwetel Ejiofor as an actor. So it was great to kind of meet that person for the first time on the big screen through Red Belt.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Now that I see that you liked Red Belt, I pretty much, you might enjoy that Indiana Jones film tonight.
It's Matt. I've already seen it. You're gonna love it.
Oh, you've seen it?
You're gonna feel like a kid.
Are they making Indiana Jones and just old pussy, and the girl does all the fighting and everything? Yes or no? Get this. I don't want to see this list of fucking horrible movies. Put back the face of Mark Ellis, please. Thank you, Mark. No, it's not your fault. But you didn't make those movies. But
yeah. So you would rather see. I'm just trying to separate. Why are you so excited to see old Batman played by Michael Keaton, but you can't stomach old Indiana Jones played by Harrison Ford?
This is why. Because I heard.
Fair question.
Fair question. Here comes the answer. This is the reason. Because Michael Keaton's actually fighting. I believe. From what I heard, they're actually making him a badass. I don't mind seeing an old Indiana Jones kick some ass, as long as he's not fucking cowering in the corner and his niece is out there being the fucking next Lara Croft.
Look, there's some great supporting performances in Indiana Jones, but he still is doing a lot of. Look, let's be honest.
I smell the pussy way out. I'm sorry, Mark. No, go
Harrison
ahead,
Ford
Why
and Michael Keaton
in the corner. Why is he in the corner?
Neither one of them are doing their own stunts. Okay, they have stunt people doing all this stuff, but what they didn't do with Batman and what they do with Indiana Jones is they have this de-aging thing that you see in a lot of comic book movies now. They de-age Harrison Ford for about 15-20 minutes of the movie, and so it's almost like you're watching a mini younger Indiana Jones movie in some spots. So I think you'll get a kick out of that. So
I like that, but let's fast forward when he's an old man. Is his niece kicking ass and he's sitting there like, oh, watch out, honey.
Yeah. Indiana Jones and the swollen prostate.
Mark, I know you're getting some free, I didn't hear that about the prostate.
Oh, I was just commenting on his prostate. He's an old man.
It was a witty drop-in by Jim, who's refereeing this battle between you and I, Matt.
I feel that Mark's just being a nice guy right now. Listen to me. Indiana Jones won. I went with my father. I loved it. Honestly, changed my life as a young kid. Wow, look at this. Oh my goodness. Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
You call him Dr. Jones, dog. Anyway, I love it. Short round and the fucking pulling hearts out of the chest. The third one, I loved it. At the time, I was a little I enjoyed it. I watched it the other day, actually.
It's my favorite one. Yeah, because it's him and his dad, and it's Sean Connery, and he's so good, and he's playing kind of anti-James Bond.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Fantastic.
Exactly. That's what I mean by anti-James. It was so cool. I enjoyed it. I mean, the night at the end, they show up, and he's like a ghost, and, take away half the stuff of that. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. And then after that, the one with Shia LaBeouf, and he's doing a Tarzan thing. Get the fuck out of here. Boo! Boo this man! Shia, go back to fucking Transformers. I loved you in that. Other than that, just, the tank movie was good, but stay away from Indiana Jones. And this one coming out, I can tell already. I don't want to go in negative, with negative mindset,
Right.
but, I'm hoping.
You should go in seeking revenge. As Jim and I know from stand up, if you have a bad set somewhere, you cannot wait to get up again. You cannot wait to immediately get that feeling off and get back up on stage somewhere and sort of clean the slate. And so I would look at this as your guy Charles Oliveira, who had a great fight this past Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
Coming back from the loss against Islam. So it's like you have a crushing defeat, and then you come back and it's your return to glory. That's what I was hoping Indy 5 was going to be, and I feel like it succeeded in that. So I'm just going to send you, Matt. All I'm going to do is ask you for $20 and 2 hours of your time. All right, you go see the movie. And then I'll come back and you can yell at me if you didn't like it, if it was worse than Crystal Skull. I think you're going to have a good time, though.
Listen, I'm easy, man. I like a lot of shit. That analogy was similar when Jimmy goes, Matt, you lost that very close fight to Matt Hughes, very close. I thought you won it. Don't embarrass me. And then I went back in. He goes, Matt, remember you went right back in and you knocked out Frank Trigg. And I go, all right, Jimmy.
I just watched that again the other day.
I know you sent me the picture, Jimmy. Right on his chin. When he was
it was a beautiful one.
What does this look like? Because he was bald. He wasn't bald at the time, but just
yeah.
Anyway, Mark, I heard we're playing a game.
We're playing a game.
Producer, get the game of fun.
But I don't know if this game is going to be good, Matt. I don't know.
Dude, you're a negative little nilly sometimes.
No. Because he marches to the game. He didn't know it was a game. So
there is a game. There is a game. Look, ready? UFC Unfiltered Combat Movie Trivia.
All right. We have 10 multiple choice questions. Matt and Mark are going to answer the same questions one after the other. If a tiebreaker is necessary, there's an 11th question.
Love it.
You're the who's the guy that died that did Jeopardy?
Alex Trebek.
You are like our Trebek.
Good.
Okay.
Yes. Now let me ask you. Now, can everybody see these questions, Jake, or am I the only one who's going to see them? Doesn't matter. Put one up.
Talk to us, you ginger.
One at a time, please. Now, don't put 10 up at a time. That'd be silly.
One at a time, and me and Mark are going head to head.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll just try to answer as quick as we can, Matt.
I'm sorry, are you in a rush?
And it's going to be up to Jim to. I have all day. The dog is sleeping.
Good. We're having fun.
Okay. Here's the question. In which movie is the famous fight between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris? A, The Big Boss. B, Enter the Dragon. C, Way of the Dragon. D, Fists of Fury.
What do you think, Matt? I'll give you the honor.
Okay. So when the famous fight scene. Okay. So I know it. Do you want to go first? How does this work?
I think I know it. So I'll go first and I'll say B, Enter the Dragon.
Oh, well, it's absolutely not that. So we'll want to just let them know it's not Enter the Dragon?
Is it? I don't know, Matt.
No, it's not Enter the Dragon.
Well, you have to guess, Matt.
I know what it is. I'm going to say it's definitely not. It's not Fist of Fury. It's not The Big Boss. Is it Way of the Dragon? Was it Fist of Fury? I'm going to say Way of the Dragon, even though I'm not sure about that. But it's definitely not Enter the Dragon. What is it?
Oh, we got it. Way to go,
Thank you.
man.
Way of the Dragon.
Thank you. Number 2.
All right. During a kung fu scene versus Morpheus, Neo, Keanu Reeves, improvises this popular move from Bruce Lee. A, rubs his nose. B, forms his hands like claws. C, wipes blood from his lip. D, 1-inch punch.
I know it.
Well, Matt, you go first since you got the last question right.
Oh, is that how it works?
I have no idea. Make sure Guru's cool with it. All right.
We'll say it together, Matt. 3, 2, 1. B.
Forms his hands like claws.
No, that ain't it.
I don't think that's the answer.
Matt didn't say it.
No, but that's not it, though. I know that's not it.
Now
look.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. There could be. I know he definitely. Now look, he rubs his nose. I don't know. That could. I know that there's this, and then he waves them on. Which they're not really writing here when he says rubs his nose, unless they're thinking like that.
Yeah.
The 1-inch punch. I believe that was done by
Chuck Norris, right?
No, that was not done by Neo. That was done by Morphosis, the 1-inch punch. So, and then wipes his lip. This like look, now I know a rub. Now he does this, or he does. Is he wiping his lip and waves them on?
Is it the nose or the lip, Matt?
That's what I'm. That's the question, right?
Didn't he rub his lip and then look at it? Seriously.
I don't know about rubs his nose. It's a little deceiving, but I'll jump out on this and I will say that he wipes blood from his lip. I don't remember did I know?
That's from Dumb and Dumber.
And he rubs his nose. Are you saying rubs your nose? I didn't even fucking finish.
That's the answer.
They fucked this up. They did rub your nose, and I was about to say it. Neither one of us got this because
all right. So it's still. Is it 1-0, Matt?
He's getting nervous that Guru's going to jump back in.
I know. Jake's panicking. The answer. The red.
Keep going. What is the name of the tournament, Frank Duke? Oh, this is
Frank
easy.
Dux. Yeah, Frank Dux. Jean-Claude Van Damme enters in the movie Bloodsport. A, Grand Champion. B, the Kumite. C, the Tanaka. D, the King of the Mat.
You know what it is, Mark?
I do know this one, Matt, so I'll let you go first.
Oh, it's the Kumite.
Kumite. Correct. I said the Kumite. I'm so happy I didn't pretend to like that movie.
Keep going. Keep going.
I've said it. All right. 2-1.
All right, cool. 2-1, Matt. Which one did you get, Mark?
I just got the Kumite.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Or the Kumite in the Norton family.
Which, when does Marcellus Wallace tell Butch Coolidge, Bruce Willis, to lose by KO in the movie Pulp Fiction? A in the first, B in the third, C in the fifth, D in the sixth.
I think I know this one, Matt.
I'm going to say it's in the third.
I'm going to say it's in the fifth.
I think the third. I'm just guessing. Quick, Jake.
The fifth.
Yes.
This is getting more interesting, Mark.
Is it 2-2?
Tied up, baby.
All right. Matt is panicking.
I don't know, man. We both got Kumite, right?
I got him on his heels.
All right.
Of these 4 actors, which one was born in 1954, the year of the horse? A, Bruce Lee. B, Jackie Chan. C, Jet Li. D, Dolph Lundgren.
That's a great question.
I mean, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Jet Li.
I'm going to say it was Jackie Chan.
I'm going to guess Dolph.
Fuck. All right. Good job, Mark.
Dude, I'm on fire. Look, I haven't competed in a schmodown in 5 years, and so I'm a little rusty, but I'm starting to feel it again. Starting to get that sweat back.
You're doing really well. Go ahead, Jimmy. You read this.
In 1977, 6-time world karate champion Chuck Norris played the leading role in this movie. A, The Big Brawl. B, Missing. C, Breaker. D, Fist of Fury.
Oh, Matt and his age and experience might have it over me here.
Matt?
You know this, Matt?
In the 19th, the 6-time world karate champion played this leading role in this movie. Oh, yes.
All right, I'm gonna guess it's The Big Brawl.
The Big Brawl. No. I don't believe he was in The Big Brawl. I'm gonna say he was in Missing.
Okay, Breaker.
Breaker. We both suck. What's next?
Kurt Russell starred in which martial arts movie? A, Big Trouble in Little China.
All right, we got
B,
this,
The
Matt.
Karate Kid. C, Escape from Oregon, which was a great prequel. And D, Snake in the Eagle's Shadow.
Yeah, Jimmy. I know it. We both know this.
Yep.
It is Big Trouble.
Big Trouble in Little China.
You
Yeah,
both knew that one.
But don't sleep on Escape from Oregon. You see how Snake Plissken got that eye patch.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, he gets stabbed in the eye in Portland on the way to the airport. All right. In which movie did Jet Li make his Hollywood debut? A, Rush Hour. B, Romeo Must Die. C, Lethal Weapon 4. D, Hard Target.
All right.
I think I'm feeling this one, Matt. As much as I love Hard Target, it's one of my favorite Van Damme movies ever. I believe.
Wait, isn't that a John Woo movie or no?
It was John Woo's American debut, so they're trying to throw us off there as a director. Matt, I know this, so I'll let you take a stab.
You know, I was gonna say it's between Romeo Must Die and Lethal Weapon 4. I'll say Lethal Weapon 4. Man, it came out first.
And you would be correct. That is my wager as well.
Oh, we're good.
We
are. Mark
I didn't
Ellis,
remember that he was in that.
We are good.
When we team up,
Which
we're
actor?
unstoppable.
Which actor voiced the character Po in the movie Kung Fu Panda? A, Jonah Hill. B, Seth Rogen. C, Jack Black. D, Zach Galifianakis.
Jack Black.
That is Jack Black, and there's a new one coming out. We got a new
Ooh,
Kung Fu
hey.
Panda.
I felt like Kung Fu Panda. Okay.
The fun is mounting to a point. I feel the crescendo for this fun. Which real life wrestler faced off? Oh my God! Versus Rocky and Rocky 3. Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, or Jesse Ventura.
Too easy. It's Hulk
Thunder
Hogan.
Lips, baby.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan. Got to make
In
this
the
shit
flesh.
harder.
He was great in that movie, by the way. Hulk Hogan was fucking great in that movie. The only movie I like better is the one he made in his bedroom with his giant Coke can penis. That was my favorite Hulk Hogan film.
Not as well
actor-
received by the public, but the reviews for that one.
But it paid him more.
That
Which,
shit on Rotten Tomatoes.
which actor played Mr. Miyagi in the first 4 Karate Kid movies? Kari Haruyuka Tagawa, Toshiro Obata, Sho Koshugi, Noriyuki Morita.
Yeah, it's D. Marita.
It is D, more commonly in the States known as Pat. And props to Jim for actually getting those name pronunciations.
Yep. I was going to read it, but I'll let him do it. Go ahead.
Released in 1972, The Way of the Dragon had a budget of $130,000. Without going over, how much money did it generate at the box office?
Ooh, without going over. All right.
I know the answer to this, actually.
All right. It feels like it was a hit in terms of profitability. It may have been deemed a modest hit by like box office standards at the time. It wasn't exactly Jaws or The Exorcist. But Matt, I'm going to set the bidding at $10 million.
10 million?
10 million on a budget of 130.
I'm gonna put it at 9,000,000 fucking 199, motherfucker.
You price is righted me. You SOB.
I'm out, motherfucker.
I'm going to guess too. $130,001.
You can't go
Oh
over.
my God. $130 million?
That's going to be my point because Matt was so sure it was under that. Matt tried to sweep the leg, and I ended up brain kicking him.
Well,
what is 130 million?
Oh, I didn't see the answer. There's the answer. Wow.
130 million. That is like Exorcist Jaws money almost back then. That's incredible.
I mean that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
That is hold on, I'm checking what that is right now. It's $945 million. Wait a minute, that made almost $1 billion
in today money. Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Jimmy, man, don't sleep on Bruce Lee, bro.
I mean, that's. Anyway, listen, Mark. I'm assuming that we should wrap this up immediately, as we were dutifully instructed. So, thank you for coming on. What should we promote? Like, what podcast are you doing? You're doing. So, we want to promote for you properly.
I love you, boys. Rotten Tomatoes is Wrong is the podcast I do every week. We take a movie and we take that tomato meter number. So for Matt's movie, The Flash, Currently it's 70%. We would debate whether the tomato meter's too low, whether it's too high, or whether it's just right. So new episodes, I believe, every 2 weeks now for Rotten Tomatoes is Wrong. And my new stand-up special, Alive and Well, comes out this July on All Things Comedy Network.
Oh, nice. Good. Bill's company. That's great, man.
Yeah, Bill Burr is just the best. And you're a close second, Jim. Always been a fan. I actually have happy endings on my guest bathroom on the back of that toilet. So
that's great. Thank you.
Anybody who comes over knows exactly who I am and what I care about.
Yes, and it motivates people to take a shit and get out quickly. Thanks for coming on. It's good talking to you again, buddy. We'll talk to you soon, and good luck with the special. It's fantastic.
Thanks. Appreciate y'all. And Matt, go see Indiana Jones and tell me what you thought.
I will, Mark. Take care, man. Good seeing you, dude.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Be good, buddy.
See you guys.
Bro.
All right. That was great. Now, are we going to do Mark was great.
Mark was fine. I like Mark. But hey, listen, Jimmy, what a good time. Let's plug the fights. Let's plug you at the Fat Black
Pussycat tonight. And I also have a couple more gigs. Since my agent decides not to actually send me when things are going on sale, I had one go on sale while we were talking on the air, since my agent decides not to email me or anything. Coming up on this Sunday, Matt, I'm going to be in New Hampshire with Bert Kreischer on the Fully Loaded Tour. June 24th, there's Sugarloaf Comedy Festival up in Chester, New York. July 16th, my first 4 shows in Rogan's Club in Austin are sold out. Comedy Mothership. Sunday was added 2 shows. August 12th, I'm at the Chemo Theater in Albuquerque, New Mexico. September 28th, Toronto, Just for Laughs Festival. October 27th through 31st, who cares? Bert's Cruise is sold out.
And the fights this weekend? Is that
yes. This weekend, let me get that. Instead of promoting my own shit, I should actually do my job. Vittori versus Cannonier. June the 17th, that is this Saturday night, 7:00 is ESPN 2 and ESPN Plus is the prelims. And the main card is 9:00 ESPN and ESPN Plus. A great card. Tsarukyan, Joaquin Silva is the co-main. Vittori, Jared Cannonier, main event. Number 3 versus number 4. A huge fight in the middleweight division. And thank you to Arman and thank you to Mark for coming on. And Matt, always a delight. And good job with the questions, Jake. Next time anyone pipes up, you should boot them out immediately. But a great job with those questions.
He did a great job with that, Jake. Yeah. Good job. We rarely say it, our favorite ginger, but great job. Yeah. And Jimmy, man, shit, I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Thanks, buddy.
Not soon enough. Don't ever do that again.
Oh, now. All right.
Bye, buddy.
Bye. See you.